land Jeskai.
That's not very many lands. Helixes and bolts and burns and Aether Vial's going to start things off here for David Houghton. Thomas with a flooded Strand, Vial up to 1. Both these players 3-0 here this weekend. David will draw. Picked up a copy of Collected Company. Now you do get fantastic mana in this deck. Cavernous Souls, you got plenty of duels and fetch lands, of course. Alley Encampment as well. So mana is not an issue, much like Slivers. Slivers has great mana too.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're gonna do your knowledge on allies. What card is that?
Oran Resurvivalist.
Very good. It is a 2/2.
For now.
Yes. Only getting bigger. And David Thomas, see, you played 22 lands.
That's what happens.
This is bound to happen.
Well, it looks like he doesn't have a lot of cards in his hand.
That's true too. I think some mulligans did take place here. There is the Survivalist.
Oh, I love it. The Aether Vial chump check.
You know I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
I played a lot of Aether Vials in my day. I'm a big fan. Vial up to 2. Cavernous Soul's a draw. Also, I like that the allies have like three creature types. It's one of my favorite parts.
Unless they're legendary, then they lose their class.
Let's see what. Okay, I know. Do you know this one?
Akum Battle Singer?
Yes. David Thomas confirming. This one's very powerful.
That one I'll respond to. It's time to correct that fetch land.
Smart. When the Battle Singer or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, you may have allied creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn.
So when I first read this card, or first saw it, I was just like, oh, this card seems kind of weak. It wasn't a card that really saw play in Limited or anything. But this card in Constructed just leads to the most busted starts.
Yeah, they die real fast. Back when I was playing allies in Standard, when this was a card in the deck, that was one of the cards you always want to draw. In response to the Battle Singer, you're going to get a Lightning Bolt on the Oran Reef Survivalist. Survivalist down, Battle Singer in. And it might be B-Town times here, and it is. It's not a huge attack, unfortunately, for David. He does have another Vial to play, but you'll see in his hand is at least 1 copy of Collected Company, and it's actually 2, so he'll be able to reload that way.
Yeah, so if he draws a land, basically any non-Aether Vial, non-Return to the Ranks card is a pretty good draw for David Houghton at this point.
Flooded Strand going to be sacrificed here by Thomas. Finally found land number 2. Perhaps it's time for Young Pyromancer number 1. So he figures out what land he wants to get with his fetch land. He's going to go towards Sacred Foundry, it appears, and it is. Looks like David's going to fall down to 12 now. Let's see what he wants to play this turn.
Yeah, you don't necessarily want to be taking excess damage against the aggressive deck, but, I mean, you have to be able to cast your cards, too.
Yeah, it is Young Pyromancer with the hopes of untapping with this. Over to David Houghton, we're going to go Vial, going to go up to 1, and the other one's going to go up to 3. The draw. Didn't get a great look at it, unfortunately. It may have been the Return of the Ranks. But it's not.
No, it's the Expedition Envoy.
Oh. You say that so easily. It's just a 2/1. Savannah Lion. But it's an ally.
Yeah, it looks like Houghton has those instead of Champion of the Parish.
Got it, okay. More importantly here, David Thomas gets to untap the Young Pyromancer. He drew a Plains for the turn, which is nice. That's land number 3. He's got a Serum Visions of Path to Exile. Snapcaster Mage in hand as well.
Yeah, so it looks like he's holding open Snapcaster Bolt. Young Pyromancer, obviously pretty potent against a bunch of 1 toughness creatures.
Though Cavernous Soul is a nice draw. That's land number 4 for those Collected Companies. Cavernous Soul's predictably naming ally. No surprise there.
And what do you think here? Like, you don't want to run your Collected Company into a remand or whatever.
I'm not casting anything.
Yeah, I was wondering if maybe he even wants to attack first and kind of force the issue, but Snapcaster is kind of the worst case scenario for him because both his creatures would probably end up dying.
Play Collected Company in response to the Lightning Bolt on the Battle Singer. You could hit a Kabir Evangel, which is in there.
I'd probably select that one.
It's a good choice.
And another Envoy.
There you go. David Thomas may be taken by surprise there a little bit.
So Evangel's probably the biggest reward for playing allies, right?
Yeah, I mean, it lets you falter, it lets you save your creatures. It's super, super good in this deck. It's a must-kill threat. Some of the other cards are fine because of creature type, but Kabir Evangel is, I think, probably the best ally in the deck. Here's a Serum Vision. It's going to get another elemental token. Draw a card, scry 2. We'll see how Thomas wants to set it up. He'll split the difference, one on top, one on bottom, very quickly. Serum Vision's done resolving. Path to Exile, going to have to take care of the Evangel. You got to get that one off first before you can do other stuff. Empire Mantle will bring another Dylan Donegan elemental token along with it.
Yeah, so at this point, it kind of looks like Thomas is stable. Now that the Evangel's gone, he has a bunch of tokens in play, relatively high life total, but with another collected company coming up, anything could happen.
Yeah, stable now, but who knows what's going to come off the top of the deck. Vial's on 3 and 2, also a little scary. Just got Charm in hand, though, for David Thomas.
Okay, so it might be trying to set up some big attack.
The draw, just a stomping ground here for David Houghton. And I think we're going to see another copy of Collected Company here in just a moment. And we do. Top 6, Warren Reef Survivalist, a Vial.
The Blade Whirl,
Yeah.
another new addition.
The new allies complementing the old ones. There's a Houghton Free Blade in there as well. So this is Core Blade Whirl. Whenever it or another ally enters the battlefield under your control, creatures you control gain first strike.
So
All right.
quite good against David Thomas's X1s.
Yeah. I can get behind this.
Also kind of a combo with the Battle Singer, you know?
I like what's going on here. Pretty good attacks to be had. All the creatures do have first strike. So into the red zone we go. And there is some blocking to be done. Also a pretty healthy attack, too. Might be presenting lethal at this point. I'll take a look at the Comb Battle Singer.
Yeah, +1/+0 is all of your creatures, right?
You have ally creatures you control get +1/+0 whenever it or another ally enters the battlefield. Well, 2 entered, so you've got a 3/1 first striker and then 2 4/1 first striker. So this is a lethal attack. How about that?
If only you still had the Evangel.
That's unfortunate. The Evangel just puts the games on easy mode.
Yeah.
Elemental tokens are all going to chump block. First strike from the Core Blade Whirl means that those creatures don't die. Geist of Saint Traff, Path to Exile, and Jeskai Charm here in hand for Davis. He's just going to, for Thomas, he'll just pass the turn back.
Yeah, so makes the Jeskai Charm much worse, but with the Blade Whirl, I'm not sure his attacks or blocks would be all that good, even with the +1/+1.
Yeah, the Blade Whirl is a real pain right now.
Yeah.
Here's a Battle Singer through Caverner Souls. And I think you probably have to kill the Blade Whirl? Yeah? Well, things I didn't think I was going to say today.
Yeah, I mean, at least now he can make some reasonable blocks.
Yeah? You need to Path to Exile the Core Blade Whirl, David. Yeah. This is a thing that's happening. I mean, okay, there's another. I just want him to draw another Core Blade Whirl.
Well, he also has a Fire Mantle Mage hanging out.
All right, I'm going to complete honesty. Don't know that one.
2R/2/2.
Okay.
Rally, your things get menace.
Yeah, of course.
I know this limited format well.
I was going to say, that's the only reason you know what that card does, is because you know the limited format.
No, I've been working on my Modern Allies deck, obviously.
Stay tuned for that, your next Magic Online video. Here comes the Survivalist. I know the old allies very well. You know the new ones very well.
Well, with our powers combined.
It's a great pairing in the booth. Survivalist is going to cause a chump block with an elemental token. Lightning Bolt the draw. Geist of Saint Trapped out there in hand in a Jeskai Charm. All David Thomas can do is pass the turn back. He can't really make up any ground.
No, it's tough. I mean, every turn his opponent's like either going to draw an ally or something that gets 2 allies, you know? It's tough. He just has no time to cast like Geist of Saint Traft.
Let's see what the draw is here. The only thing that Houghton doesn't want to draw is lands. Like it seems like every spell is good. Let's see what this one is. Boom. I know that one.
Kazandu Blade
That's
Master.
the Blade Master. 2/2 first strike. I'm a little surprised to see him casting these cards instead of putting them through the vial, though.
Yeah, it depends what he's going to do.
Blade Master, First Strike, Vigilance. Premier uncommon in its limited format.
It was.
Premier.
It was.
I wouldn't be caught dead passing one of those things.
Cedric Phillips pass a small white creature.
Not gonna-
I don't think so.
Not going to happen. No other allies even necessary for it to be good.
No.
Just 2/2 First Strike for 2 and limited was
And
Vigilance.
Vigilance, yeah.
It's very good. Everything's coming into the red zone. Remember, too, there are 2 Battle Singers out there, so those are pumping up the team. Here's Jeskai Charm. I think we're going to see +1/+1 in lifelink mode.
It looked like he was putting the Survivalist on top.
Wow, okay, I'm a little surprised.
So now you know you're drawing an ally next turn,
Yep, which is nice.
but just trade off with the Battle Singers, go down to 6 life.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Go down
sorry.
to 2.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about the Battle Singer triggers.
You got to remember your Battle Singer math, buddy. Go down to 2, and you're facing a tough board here. Lightning Bolt, Path to Exile in hand.
Yeah, and now if Houghton never draws the Return to Ranks,
Oh, that's just game.
yeah.
Yeah. That's lights out.
Even through 2 Path to Exiles. It's pretty absurd.
How do I want to take a look at Jeskai Charm? Just make sure he knows exactly what that does. Put something on top. Last time did Thomas. He'll untap. He gets to draw that card that was on top, which is Oran Roost Survivalist, if memory serves. Here come the Knuckleheads. Vigilance, no tapsies necessary. But this combat could go really bad, actually.
Well, David Thomas only has 22 land, so he's working with a bunch of cheap spells.
Path to Exile is going to take care of the Blade Master. He'll get an elemental token from Young Pyromancer.
And I think Houghton is all out of lands to fetch.
That's good and bad. No more lands left to fetch is nice, but you'd like to get your freebie when you can. Lightning Bolt might just go upstairs, but it's going to take care of the 2/1. Get another elemental token. And now you get the block. Now the entire board's gone. Survivalist last card in hand.
And now I think he has a turn off to cast Geist.
Yep. Here comes Pyromancer.
Offering the trade with the Survivalist.
Yep. Here's Geist. Survivalist is going to come in. It's a 2/2. What's the draw? Collected Company's a big one here. I think it's another copy of the Blade Master. Get to use those vials to your advantage. Here comes an attack. Hey, got a block. It's lethal. Wrong.
Try and trade.
Yep. David Thomas snaps his finger. Dang it. Blade Master comes in through the vial, which means that triggers a Survivalist, which means it gets a counter, becomes a 3/3.
Man, he drew an ally.
There's a 3/3 and a 2/2 out there. 2/2 is the Blade Master. It's got First Strike and Vigilance. There was a land draw on this turn for Houghton. He'll play a Windswept Heath. Get in that red zone. There's some chump blocking to be done. You've got good attackers here, David Houghton.
Yeah, no, you just have your opponent in the double abyss.
Yep. Mana Leak in hand. Add to it a Snap. Snapcaster's good. Snapcaster will play.
So not dead yet.
Yep. David Thomas really needs David Houghton to not draw anything good this turn. He's going to fetch a land out of his deck, assuming there's a land to fetch. There's a Sacred Foundry.
Look at all this removal that Houghton has just plowed through.
Yeah, he's cast, what, Path at least once, a couple of Bolts, some Snapcaster Mages. Young Pyromancer was there forever.
Yeah, he's played Path 3 times.
Yep. No big deal. Houghton will draw. Oh, there it is. It's the Blade Whirl again. Here's Snappy.
So facing down a 3/3 and a 2/2 First Striker. So Snapcaster's not going to be doing any trades.
It'll flash back Path to Exile to take care of the Oran Roost Survivalist. No land to search up, we know that. Yep, there's your chump block because of First Strike. And he can actually just save the Blade Whirl for a rainy day.
Yeah.
And David Thomas.
Didn't even need the Blade Whirl.
Yep, not even a helpful draw step. David Houghton does win game number 1 here over David Thomas. Allies, that's right. Allies up a game here over Jeskai. As now we get to take a look at the sideboards here for both players, and we will start with David Thomas. He's got 2 Stony Silence, a Wear Tear, 2 Keranos, God of Storms, a Rending Volley. That's like 2 of those, actually. 2 could be useful in this matchup. Grimlock Mancer, Vendilion Click, Dispel, Spellskite, Negate, and 3 copies of Core Firewalker. What do we like here?
Any sort of removal spell. Like, that's basically all you want. Grim Lavamancer seems like the best card. Probably the 2 Rending Volleys doesn't kill everything, but it kills most things from the look of it. And I think the Evangel is the one that you really need to get off the table. Maybe Wear Tear or Stony Silence to keep the Aether Vials under control. That's about it, though. I mean, like, Core Firewalker, you know, only basically brick walls the Battle Singer.
Sure.
Not doing a whole lot.
Other side of things here for David Houghton, 3 Path to Exile, 2 Kataki War's Wage, 2 Return to the Ranks, some 1-ofs here in Stony Silence, Choke, Chameleon Colossus, that's an ally, 2 Spellskites, 2 Ondu Clerics, and a Fire Mantle Mage.
Well, Colossus is big.
It's gigantic.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the type of thing that you want to turn to in a matchup like this. I mean, it does blank Lightning Bolts. So do the Spellskites. Past that, doesn't look like a ton of help aside from like the Return to the Ranks, but even those aren't very good against Path to Exile. But I think there was enough trading going on that maybe that's where you go to.
Chameleon Colossus, actually, I feel, personally, a little bit of an underplayed card right now. Seems to be pretty good. Protection from Black's relevant, too.
It is. It definitely is. And protection from Lightning Bolt, basically. It's just, do you want a 4-mana green creature, and is that the best one?
That's the question. And we're going to find out. It is an ally, as we did mention. Can't find it with Collected Company, but it is an ally that does work pretty well in the deck. So we will see what happens here between these 2 players. In the meantime, we're going to talk about SCG Game Night, the very popular promotion here with Star City Games, where we've only got 2 months left in the year, unfortunately. Somehow this year has gone by very quickly. So the Hippo, done. It's over. But November starts tomorrow. No shaving allowed, and you can get an otter. So that's great. Then in December, of course, we've got the reindeer for a little Christmas theme. StarCityGames.com/game night for more information. For our Canadian players and store owners out there, we have changed the rates there. It is domestic rates now, so if you do want to get signed up, get in touch with Star City Games and our in-store programs to get signed up for game night. And again, we want to thank you guys at home for making it a very popular promotion. We'll have some cool stuff to announce for you guys for 2016 with that. I know the details. I just can't tell you.
Well, aren't you special?
I am very special. Thank you. David Houghton, David Thomas, allies, Jeskai Geist. We've seen a little bit of this, a little bit of that all weekend long here. But that's why Modern's fun. That's what makes this format really good.
Yeah, I mean, there are the people that are just like, I'm just going to play Amulets or maybe Storm or Twin, just like the evil combo decks of the format, just running rampant. And then there are these people that are just like, dude, whatever. I'm going to play allies. Allies are sweet.
Yeah, looked good that match.
Yeah.
Or at least that game, excuse me. Just plowed through infinite removal. Does show you the power of Collected Company, too.
Yes.
Though I'm very surprised. Collected Company has a thing here with SCG Live where it only brings 1 creature or no creatures. So to hit 2 twice in a row is really impressive. I know you're looking at the deck list right now.
29 creatures.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know.
Does not matter. It has a mind of its own when it's on camera. Started off with the Aether Vial, the best way to start. We'll see if that resolves here.
Well, we'll see how many, creatures David Houghton took out when he was sideboarding.
Sure. Hey, that's one of the things, all kidding aside, when you play a deck like this, you're so creature heavy, and your deck is built around Collected Company and Vial, and then you're mostly your sideboard are spells.
Yeah, I mean, he has 1 Stony Silence, 1 Choke, which are really good haymakers for those matchups, but it's like you can't really load up on those cards. You know, it just dilutes your deck.
We also did sit down with David Houghton in the sideboard. Nick Miller, talking to him about allies. Nick likes to attack, so
yeah,
no surprise there.
It's like, well, why'd you play this creature? Because it's an ally.
Yeah. This could be a really in-depth deck tech.
No, I mean, I think like you have a lot of options, right? Like I was expecting like the Jawari Shapeshifter or maybe Colostri Healer, but it's like he kept it simple. It's just Naya.
Yeah, there was the green mana ramping ally too.
Oh, that's
back in the day. Name is escaping me right now.
Habira.
Yep, that's where it starts. I can't remember. Twitter.
You failed.
At SCG Live, hashtag SCGDFW. I know you know the names of those allies at home. Here's a young Pyromancer. Vials up to 1.
So kind of a similar start to last game, except Dave Thomas did not miss his second land drop.
Here's a Cavern of Souls. Could be naming anything. That's a Hot of Free Blade. It's a 1-2 to start. And now there's another Houghton free blade going off.
I love it. I love keeping the 1-on-1 and just putting the 1-on-2.
Yeah, a little shortcut there. So we got a 2-3 and a 1-2. The Aganjo Castle, the draw. What do we have here? It's a Serum Visions. Gonna trigger the Young Pyromancer, get an elemental token, draw a card, scry 2.
Dude, I like the stuff that Dave Thomas is doing. I just feel like you can't really outpace the allies.
It's pretty hard. You have to kill them all. Uh-oh, we got a reader on the castle. Don't get tricked by the castle. Lightning Helix. Gonna take care of an ally here. He has to target the small one.
Well, it's a 1-2. He doesn't have to, right?
Yeah, he can target the 2-3, but then if he vials in an ally, it turns into a 3-4.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And he has it.
Yep. Good choice there by David Thomas. Third Houghton free blade in. And that Houghton free blade, by the way, is a 3-4.
Any merit to just passing the turn and seeing if he activates the vial, and then you can pick off the big one?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what level you think your opponent's on. Got no problem with it. Vial's up to 2. Forest. There's a Collected Company in David Houghton's hand. 1 land away from that. I believe he has a Horizon Canopy in hand. Kind of like an attack here with a 3-4.
Yeah, I mean, what's going to happen? Is he going to quad up on it or triple up on it?
I'd be fine with that. Houghton will attack with a 3-4 and just pass the turn back over to David Thomas. Thomas is going to draw. Picked up a Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, these are the cards that he kept on top with Serum Visions, remember? So they're probably going to be good ones.
Jump check. Love it.
Yep. No Aether Vial goes unused.
Ooh, Vial in the stack. See, I like that. Because now it's, well, now I know you don't, now I know you don't have a 2, so I can play a removal spell. So maybe leaking a little information there, but the removal spell was passed, so probably okay.
Yeah.
Also didn't want it to go up to 3 because then Evangel works its way into the equation.
Correct. And that was kind of the turning point in the last game. That was where Dave Thomas started falling behind in the very first place, was when that Evangel came in off the Collected Company, basically countering the Lightning Bolt. Just kind of went out of control from there.
Alice is an interesting deck because a lot of people don't really know what's going on when you play against it, and their familiarity with allies is likely pretty low. And so a lot of the time, the tricks will work the first time.
Yeah.
But how many times will the Evangel tricks or the Collected Company tricks and all that, the Vial tricks, how often will they work moving forward? Because you already see Thomas starting to play around them.
Well, here's the new trick. Here's the ally encampment.
Yeah, so brand new card.
And I was wondering if that was going to happen in the previous game where, David would wait until his opponent's turn to play a removal spell, and then it would just be like, well, I drew the encampment, I'll play that, and now I can pick my guy up again.
So encampment's interesting because you would think it's sacrifice it, return 1 from the graveyard, but that is not the case. It's return target ally you control to his owner's hand that's on the battlefield. So that's a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, I get why it is this way. Otherwise, it would be just very similar to Haven of the Spirit Dragon.
Yeah.
But I made this mistake the first time. I know Ross Merriam did as well when he was playing in the Pro Tour. And this was after we had done 20 practice drafts or whatever. It just never came up.
But that's an interaction that could be helpful here. So we've got a Collected Company. He wants to read the Fire Mantle Mage, does David Thomas. Take a look.
Guess maybe a second copy came in out of the sideboard.
Fire Mantle Mage grants Menace.
I could see actually the Expedition Envoys coming out in this matchup.
Yeah, 2-1 against the Young Pyromancer deck. I'm not in love with it. Here's Horizon Canopy. Is another Collected Company? Oh, yeah.
So we're 3 for 3 on hitting 2 creatures.
It's true. Daddy wants an Evangel. Path to Exile here in David Thomas. He's considering casting it now. And he will. Going to take care of the Fire Mantle Mage.
Yeah, you can just pick it up with the encampment and then vial it back in.
Yep. These are the tricks.
Yep.
If you've never played against allies before, you run into the tricks once, you don't ever run into them again. But he ran right into an onboard trick from ally encampment. And clearly David Houghton knows how his cards work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, or he wouldn't be playing the deck. So we're going to take a look at the top 6. Evangel was the first one. Another Battle Singer. Another Fire Mantle Mage. A Vial.
I think this one has hit 2 creatures.
Yes.
I think it's safe to say.
We're 4 for 4.
See, maybe that's what you need to do. You just need to play allies. And your companies are just always on.
I've seen so many Collected Companies hit 1 card. Very shy.
So there was the Blade Master at the end.
It's going to be a Battle Singer and an Evangel now. Collected Company's done resolving.
So you get protection from blue and red.
You can hit for a pretty nice chunk of damage here. Don't forget those triggers on that.
Yeah.
How to free play. That thing should be bigger.
I think he's figuring out like how many Battle Singer triggers.
Ah, okay.
Because the math is getting out of control. Is this lethal? Like, I don't even know.
It might be. And this
So
is a healthy amount of damage no matter what.
His team gets +4 from the Battle Singers.
Yes. And then Freeblade will get +2.
This is
3/6.
no. His team has +4 because there's 2 Battle Singers and 2 allies entering.
Oh yeah.
So this is way over lethal.
Yeah, that's more than enough.
It's like 5 over or something.
David Houghton is going to win this match here over at David Thomas. 2-0. Allies taking care of this Jeskai Geist deck. And for David Houghton, who's someone we did a deck tech with a little bit earlier today, we'll have it for you guys later today. He is 4-0 with this Ally Brew. Maybe Ari Lax is right about this deck.
Making it look easy.
Well, that was one. Okay, so that deck has a lot of creatures, and it decimated removal. It didn't even care.